With the WNBA season ending for many teams, there are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season. But with all of the drama currently surrounding the WNBA, on top of the low-paying salaries, some of these players are questioning if they'll even return.
Does she have the build to play in the WNBA?
No.
Okay.
In every sports league, a generational talent emerges, reshaping the game and the culture around it. This phenomenon is like a rising tide lifting all boats. Think Michael Phelps, whose Olympic triumphs not only highlighted his unmatched skills, but also propelled swimming into the global spotlight. Muhammad Ali's charisma revolutionized boxing, while Babe Ruth's legendary power transformed baseball. Ronda Rousey catapulted women's MMA into mainstream consciousness.
WNBA viewership, okay? Game, 7,300 in attendance, okay? The average Angel Reese game is 10,100, 10,200. They come to watch her. You know what the average attendance is when Caitlin Clark plays home or the road?
What?
15,300.
Wow.
Okay? 15,300.
And Serena Williams inspired countless female athletes in tennis. Usain Bolt redefined speed on the track, while Wayne Gretzky set the standard for hockey greatness. Each of these legends not only dominated their sport, but also inspired generations to dream bigger. When it comes to basketball, the NBA has seen its fair share of transformative figures. In the league's darkest hours, particularly during the 1970s, when it struggled for viewership and relevance, it was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson who breathed new life into the sport.
Yes, WNBA ratings are embarrassing without Caitlin Clark. 0 games have sold out in the playoffs. Outside of Caitlin Clark, there was not a single game that eclipsed 500,000 viewers.
Their fierce rivalry captivated audiences and helped elevate the NBA into a global powerhouse by the 1990s. Following them was Michael Jordan, whose impact on the game and popular culture was unparalleled. The stories of these legends illustrate the remarkable power of generational talents and what they can achieve, not only for themselves, but for the entire sport. Now let's turn our attention to the WNBA, a league that has faced its own set of challenges over the decades. Despite the dedication of its players and staff, the WNBA has often been perceived as a league in disarray, struggling to gain financial stability and a consistent fan base. Year after year, it has faced significant losses, leading many to wonder when the tides might turn. The call for increased revenue sharing has been persistent among players, especially as they strive for parity and recognition in a landscape dominated by men's sports. Then, like a beacon of hope, Caitlin Clark emerged. As an avid NBA fan for nearly 20 years, I can confidently say that I have never witnessed anyone quite like her. The NBA was already a well-established league when I became a superfan, so I missed out on the experience of a single player having a monumental influence on an entire league. However, Clark's presence in the WNBA has been nothing short of revolutionary. She has reshaped the perception of the league and attracted new audiences in a way that I have never witnessed before. I firmly believe she is the best female collegiate player of all time. Yet while this might be exciting for fans, it raises alarm bells for the WNBA. In basketball, there's a term known as fumbling the bag, which refers to players missing out on lucrative contracts due to poor decisions. We have seen this happen before. Remember when Nerlens Noel turned down a $70 million deal only to settle for a mere $4 million? Or when Dennis Schroeder rejected an $80 million contract, ending up with only $6 million? The WNBA now risks fumbling their golden opportunity with Caitlin Clark.
Then I don't know what the WNBA does with their marketing dollars, but it's definitely not going to equate to $700,000. And even our biggest star in the league, Caitlin Clark, is only making a base salary of around $76,000 or $78,000.
Critics of Clark have emerged, perhaps out of jealousy or insecurity. But if the league is not careful, it might see her leave for another opportunity, which could send the WNBA spiraling back into obscurity. It's time to recognize what she has accomplished and celebrate her contributions to the league rather than being petty or dismissive. Caitlin Clark is a game changer, and her success is a victory for all women athletes in the league. Throughout sports history, there have been numerous stories of players feeling undervalued and subsequently leaving their teams. Scottie Pippen left the Chicago Bulls. Jimmy Butler moved on from the Minnesota Timberwolves. And most recently, Klay Thompson's future with the Golden State Warriors has been a topic of conversation. Just a short while ago, the WNBA made a puzzling move regarding Caitlin Clark, leaving many fans wondering if the league truly understands her value. When the 2024 regular season concluded, it was clear who the award winners would be. The anticipation built as fans eagerly awaited announcements for MVP, Rookie of the Year, and other accolades. The WNBA officially named A'ja Wilson as MVP on September 22nd, and expectations soared for Caitlin Clark's recognition. However, when subsequent announcements rolled out, Most Improved Player and Defensive Player of the Year, Clark's name was conspicuously absent. With each passing day, excitement turned to frustration as fans speculated on when Caitlin would finally be acknowledged. Finally, nearly 2 weeks after the MVP announcement, the WNBA did recognize Clark. However, the fanfare surrounding it felt lackluster. Despite being the standout rookie of the 2024 class, she was not granted a unanimous Rookie of the Year vote, a shocking oversight given her accomplishments. Instead, one vote went to Angel Reese, diluting what should have been a moment of celebration for Clark. The statistics tell an undeniable story of Caitlin Clark's dominance. She led her team to impressive heights while breaking records left and right. Meanwhile, her competition, Angel Reese, lagged behind in numerous key metrics. Clark's points per game, assists, steals, and shooting percentages dwarfed Reese's contributions. The fact that Clark did not receive unanimous recognition felt like a slap in the face, not just to her, but to every fan who had been following her journey. As fans took to social media to express their outrage over this perceived injustice, it became clear that how Clark was treated was indicative of larger issues within the league itself. While they have been begging for financial support for years, they risk losing their brightest star due to mismanagement and lack of appreciation. If Caitlin were to leave the WNBA now, after all she has done, the league would not just lose a player, it would lose an opportunity to elevate itself into mainstream consciousness. Caitlin Clark's playoff debut drew 1.8 million viewers, an astounding number that surpassed average viewership figures from past WNBA finals. This statistic underlines her transformative impact and highlights that indeed, the WNBA needs her far more than she needs them. With her skills and charisma attracting fans in droves, she represents precisely what can help propel this league forward. The WNBA must realize that their treatment of Caitlin Clark, overlooking her accomplishments while allowing her to be targeted both on and off court, could result in dire consequences if things do not change soon. If she decided to take her talents elsewhere, perhaps overseas like Gabby Williams or Diana Taurasi, the league would be left regretting their short-sightedness. In business terms, when you possess a golden opportunity like Caitlin Clark, you must nurture and protect it fiercely. Her potential is immense. Failing to recognize this could mark one of sports history's biggest blunders. The league has an obligation not only to support its stars, but also ensure they feel valued within its ranks. If they continue letting jealousy dictate decisions instead of celebrating talent, there's no telling how quickly their golden ticket could slip away. Ultimately, Caitlin embodies everything that represents hope for tomorrow's WNBA. And if they don't embrace and celebrate her talent soon, it may very well be too late. As we delve deeper into this narrative, a sense of suspense builds around whether or not Caitlin will remain with them long-term.
The Caitlin Clark story, just in the merchandise sold, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Will she stay loyal despite feeling undervalued? Or will she seek greener pastures elsewhere? The stakes are high, the clock is ticking, and every decision made from here on out could shape not just one player's future, but potentially alter an entire franchise's trajectory. The question lingers, will they rise up and recognize greatness before it's gone? The world watches closely as this saga unfolds, anticipating what comes next. One thing's certain, Caitlin Clark represents more than just talent. She symbolizes hope and possibility, a beacon shining brightly amidst uncertainty. As fans rally behind her, it becomes imperative for leagues across all sports, including women's basketball, to acknowledge and celebrate their stars. Because if history teaches us anything, it's that generational talents don't come around often, and when they do, They must be cherished and protected at all costs. In closing, it's time we embrace change and champion those who dare challenge norms.
You know, teams are mad that I don't come back, but that's how it is. So, yes, it just the WNBA. You know, if you want us to be here, you have to pay us more. It's business. It's how it works, and that's all that matters.
Let us stand together in support, not just for Caitlin, but all athletes striving towards greatness. For every moment counts and every decision matters in this ever-evolving landscape we call sports. Thank you for watching our deep dive into Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA. As her journey continues, we'll be here to cover every twist and turn. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news and insights. Join the conversation in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the WNBA's treatment of its stars? Let's keep the discussion going. Your support means everything, and together we can elevate women's sports to new heights. See you in the next video.